So I came across this post on social media the other day asking for recommendations for beginners for their top 5 fragrances. What 5 fragrances should they be buying? And I thought that was a little bit intimidating for the people picking the fragrances and the beginners. Personally, I think you should go for season and for situation. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you my picks for seasons and situations, and I think you're going to get some really good recommendations. Some I've talked about, some I haven't, but I think this is going to be a fun video, so stay tuned. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to The Well-Rounded Dude. My name is Chris. If you're into fragrances, this is the place to be. We talk about fragrances all the time. As a matter of fact, I was going to do a review on the new Spice Bomb Dark Leather, but I had this idea and I just had to do it. So if you're into fragrances, this is the place to be. Drop a like, click subscribe, help us out. We're a young channel trying to grow, and I greatly appreciate it. Every like, every comment, every share helps us. So without further ado, let's talk about these fragrances because I'm really excited about this topic. So guys, just a quick reminder, these are my picks. It's my opinion. If you don't like them, that's fine, but you might like them, and you may not agree with where I place them, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but feel free to try stuff out. This is just to give you a good idea, more or less, on like the situations you should be thinking about. So we're going to start off with the seasons, okay? Now, for me personally, we're going to start off with fall and winter because that's my favorite seasons for fashion and for fragrance. My pick for fall and winter is going to be Spice Bomb Extreme. Now, Spice Bomb Extreme is my favorite winter fragrance, but it can be worn in the fall too. Any cooler day is perfect for Spice Bomb Extreme. If you've never tried it before, or any in the Spice Bomb line, it's exactly in the name. It's a bomb of spices. I'm going to read you the notes off of frantica.com. So if you want to follow along, be my guest. It's got that typical Spice Bomb DNA with cinnamon, cumin, tobacco. This also has bourbon whiskey, saffron, and what sets this apart from the other Spice Bombs, vanilla. This is my favorite of the Spice Bombs, and it's perfect, like I said, for the winter time. It's a heavier fragrance. You can get away with it during the day. You can get away with it at night. It's just a perfect winter fragrance, again, in my opinion. It will last a long time. A lot of people describe this as like a niche fragrance for a designer price. All the fragrances we talk about today are going to be linked down in the description, but if you haven't tried Spice Bomb Extreme, try it. It's the best Spice Bomb. Next, we're going to talk about spring and summer. Now, for spring and summer, you want a lighter fragrance. You want something that's a little bit more fresh, a little bit more aquatic. My choice, one of my favorite fragrances for spring and summer, is something we've talked about before on the channel, Tommy Bahama Maritime Deep Blue. Now, this is a great fragrance. It's one of the cheaper ones on the list. It's not super expensive. It's been around since 2018. It is an EDC, which I'm going to throw up that chart that we have of the different fragrance alcohol concentration levels. So it's a little bit lighter than what you usually get. For reference, Spice Bomb was an EDP. This is probably one of the weaker concentrations, but I don't want you to look at that as a bad thing. This thing is a banger, okay? Just because it's not an EDT or EDP doesn't mean that it lacks in performance or projection. When I wear this, I get all kinds of compliments. It projects like a beast. People ask what I'm wearing, you know, and some of my fragrance friends are a little surprised that this is an EDC. So you can't go wrong with this. For notes, we've got bergamot, cardamom, rosemary. We got water lily, geranium, freesia, cedar, moss, patchouli, musk, orris. We got a whole bunch of fragrances. It's a floral fragrance, but it's a nice, fresh pop, perfect for the summer. And, you know, it's not overpowering. It's just, it smells good. So this is something that you're going to want to pick up. Now, the great thing about fragrance is not only is it subjective, but it can be universal too, right? So we're going to talk in total with like 8 different fragrances. but some of them can check multiple boxes, like this one, right? We're gonna talk about Nautica Voyage N83. I am using this as the cheapie, okay? Everybody should have a cheap fragrance, right? The kind of fragrance that, you know, you're running errands, you're gonna be sweaty, you know, something that, you know, is not worth your $500 bottle of Creed Aventus, you know, but you still want to smell good, but you don't want to use your like really expensive colognes. It's kind of a waste where you're going, right? If you got to stand in line at the DMV, what have you, pick your poison, right? Then you want your cheap fragrance. It's just something that will make you smell good. Now, Nautica Voyage is talked about in the fragrance community as a good cheap alternative. The original is usually talked about, you know, because it's like 20 bucks. But they do have a ton of flankers, which I wasn't aware of until I did a little research. And this is one of my favorite ones. I own a bunch of the flankers, but I think Nautica Voyage N83 is slept on a little bit. The notes in here, which is also like a very fresh fragrance, so you could replace it with your spring and summer if you so choose, and so it could tick multiple boxes. Like that's what I was getting to before. But the notes in here are C notes, peppermint, petitgrain, lavender, cardamom, nutmeg, musk, cedar, and sandalwood. It smells really good, maybe a little bit synthetic, but it's perfect for if, you know, you're doing laundry, you just want to wash your clothes. Like I said, you don't want to wear your expensive stuff, but you still want to smell good. That's what a good cheapie is for. It lasts a decent amount of time. The Nautica Voyage line is pretty good. And down in the comments, let me know, do you want like a full review on the Nautica Voyage flankers? So the next category is work. You need a fragrance for work. I recommend Prada L'Homme. This is an EDT. This is a banger of a fragrance. This isn't going to offend anybody. That's why I think it's perfect for work. So if you're like in a cubicle or, you know, an environment, you don't want to choke out the office, right, with your fragrance. That's never a good sign. That's why I wouldn't recommend, you know, like Spice Bomb Extreme for the office, because it can be a little strong and some people may be sensitive to it. Prada L'Homme, I don't think anybody is going to feel that way. It's a good fresh fragrance, so it ticks multiple boxes. It's your work fragrance, your fresh fragrance, and long lasting. It's just a great scent. I'll read you the notes. It's neroli, black pepper, cardamom, iris, violet, geranium, amber, cedar, sandalwood, patchouli. Just a really well-rounded fragrance. Pardon the pun, but that's just perfect. I love this. I get compliments on it. It's one that you can go a little heavy-handed with it too, but you don't need to. It does last a long time and projects okay. It's not going to be like a loud fragrance, but it's going to be enough that, you know, you may get a compliment from Janice in accounting, but you really can't go wrong with this. The next one is going to be your clubbing fragrance. I don't know if anybody still clubs anymore. I'm sure they still do, but maybe I'm just out in my age here. But this is the fragrance that you want to wear that's going to get you attention, something that's going to project really well, something that's going to smell good, that's going to attract people to you, whatever you're into, okay? We don't judge here. So whether it be the Foxy Dudettes or the guys, whatever you're into, I don't care. But you want this to be like your fly trap, right? This is going to be that fragrance that brings them in. I'm talking about none other than Versace Eros. This is probably the popular clubbing fragrance, other than Paco Rabanne 1 Million, which I don't particularly care for, but that's neither here nor there. Versace Eros is a great loud fragrance, perfect for what I was describing. It smells good. It's fresh, it's woody, it's aromatic. I get compliments when I wear this all the time. Now, I will say, before I read you these notes, I will say that I have an older bottle and it has been reformulated, so it's not, this is the EDT. So, if you're gonna pick up one, I would recommend going with the Parfum. That would probably be as close to the EDT as possible, but Versace Eros is still still pretty good in my opinion. For notes, we've got mint, green apple, lemon, tonka bean, ambroxan, geranium, Madagascar vanilla, and that's going to give it its creamy note. It's the apple and the vanilla that really make this fragrance, and the mint too. Cedar, 2 different kinds of cedar, and oak moss. It's a great fragrance. Like I said though, it has been reformulated, so maybe skip the EDT and go straight to the parfum. So for our next category, I had a little bit of trouble because the next category is date night. And I got to thinking when I was picking the cologne, and I'm like, there's 2 different kinds of dates, right? So the first kind of date night is kind of a closer, sensual, cuddly kind of date, right? And for that kind of date, you're gonna want La Nuit de l'Homme. Now, like I said, this is for a closer, intimate setting. This is for not a first date. This is if you know the girl already and you're trying to get some. This is the cologne that you want to wear. This is it doesn't project very well. This is if you guys are like staying home, cuddling, watching some Netflix. It smells really good. She's gonna love it. I always get compliments when I wear this. When I go in for those nice hugs, I get the you smell good. Yeah, that's the one you want to wear. Now, unfortunately, it has been reformulated a few times. I got this bottle in 2017, I believe. This in and of itself is a reformulation, but it still works. I believe it's been reformulated since then, but I don't know that for sure. But this is the scent you want, guys, for those close dates when you're trying to get some. The notes in here are cardamom, lavender, cedar, bergamot, vetiver, and caraway. La Nuit de l'Homme is a fragrance that I think should be in every guy's arsenal, but especially for those close, intimate date nights. So let's talk about the other kind of date night, okay? We're talking about like a first date, second date, maybe a dinner date, something that, you're just getting to know the person, so you may not be close, but you eventually want to get that way, so you want to wear something that's going to entice that. So something with a little bit more reach, not like La Nuit de l'Homme, which is a skin scent. You got to be close and already cuddling for that to really take effect. That's not going to work on a first or second date. It'd be creepy, right? So something with a little bit more reach. I recommend Stronger With You, absolutely. Now, this is a fragrance that ticks a lot of boxes. Honestly, I don't know what the hell is going on with the Stronger With You line, the Armani lines. Emporio and Giorgio Armani seem to be discontinuing a lot of their fragrances, reformulating stuff. Some of their older fragrances are getting new formulations. It's weird, but you should be able to still find this if you look. I'll try to have a link for you down in the description. But this is a heavier fragrance. I'm going to take a look here real quick, see what Frantica says, because it ticks a lot of boxes. To describe it, it's like a woody, balsamic, it's aromatic, it's a spicy fragrance, it's sweet, and it's true. It's a really, really nice fragrance. Some people like Stronger With You intensely. Another one that's been discontinued and then reformulated and re-released. This is like a more grown-up version. This is what I would recommend for you. But let's talk about the notes. Rum, bergamot, lavender, vanilla, chestnut, and cedar. So the rum, chestnut, and vanilla is what really sets this fragrance apart. It's really good, and it's perfect for those first or second date situations. Now, like we were saying before, fragrance can tick multiple boxes. Another good choice, personally, Spice Bomb Extreme. It can be, your first date fragrance and your fall and winter fragrance. You can't go wrong with either one. Both are great. So you just got to kind of choose what you need, right? You got to go with what you like. So for this next one, you need something when you're wearing a suit. So you're suited and booted, or you're in a tux. You need a fragrance that is that next level, right? I recommend Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Now, I have a I have a decant that I'm still working on, so I haven't opened up my box yet, but trust me, this stuff really works. You know, that is perfect. You don't have to have a suit to wear that, to be honest. You can wear that. That could be your office scent. That could be, you know, your freshie. It could be a whole bunch of different things, but me personally, it's just like the next level. It's elegant, in my opinion. That's something that you could wear with a suit. It's perfect for that. You know, maybe it's your wedding because, you know, you won her over on that first date with Stronger With You, absolutely. And, you know, then you guys went and cuddled and watched Netflix while you were wearing La Nuit de l'Homme, and now you guys are getting married. So you got to have a fragrance that's going to be perfect for that wedding day. And Bleu de Chanel is just that. It ticks a bunch of boxes. It's a little bit more expensive as far as designer goes, but it's totally worth it. I personally think the Parfum is the best one. There's a lot of people that say the EDP is the best one. Parfum is the strongest concentration of perfume oil, but that's the one that you want to get, in my opinion. Let's talk about the notes. Lemon zest, bergamot, mint, lavender, pineapple, geranium, sandalwood, cedar, amberwood. There is just a whole bunch of woods and flowers and pineapple. Pineapple is a popular note, goes in Creed Aventus, but it's in this too. It's just a very nice fragrance, and it's, you know, pairing it up when you're dressed your best, you're gonna smell your best. You know, it's a winning combination. So guys, once again, all these were just my opinion, just my picks. The situations I think are, you know, pretty solid that you would need a fragrance for those situations, but what you pick and put in those situations is totally up to you. And like I said before, a lot of them can cover multiple situations. It's just, I'm a fragrance guy. I have a bunch of different fragrances. Believe me, it was hard to come up with these 8. So once again, they're going to be linked down in the description if you're interested in giving them a shot. I do recommend, like, if you're going to go to your mall and, you know, try on fragrances, the best thing to do is, you know, make sure you have a t-shirt on, spray a fragrance, try one on each wrist, make sure you hit a pulse point, and then walk away for like 20 minutes. Let them cook, because your body chemistry will mix with it and it changes it a bit, and you'll see if you really like it. Then go back. Don't let them talk you into like buying it right on the spot. So with that being said, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the social media things. Help me fight the YouTube algorithm. Ring the bell. Be sure to check out thewellroundeddude.com. The website is the hub of everything we do here. We cover a lot of topics there. There is the Amazon merch page, which that's probably where these fragrances will be. There's a lot of offers on the website. There's just a lot of cool stuff there for you guys to check out. Plus old videos, just a whole bunch of cool stuff. Plus our merch page, and you can save a little bit with the code DUDE15. And with that, we will see you guys next time. Let me know what you think of the fragrance choices and what's your picks for the topics that we had today. I'm curious. I love hearing what people have to say and what their favorite fragrance for certain situations are. So we will see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.